Hey, this is Dave with Kind, and today we wanted to have a little bit of a chat about access control and what that means in a real world application. Now, often when you're starting out a new product, it can be easy to fall into the trap that once you've got a couple of roles, say an admin and a user role, and then you're sweet. Now, that works okay when you've only got a couple of users, but what happens when you scale? What happens when you need a third role or a fourth role? And suddenly you need to remember as you're writing your code, oh, what does the admin role have access to again? Or what does the reader role have, etc. Quite quickly, your access control system becomes a bit of a mess. So ideally, what you want to do is think about it in four distinct groups. So you've got roles, which is essentially a roll up of permissions, which is number two. So point two is permissions. So these are your atomic rights. Like this user can edit projects, they can create competitions, they can delete other users, whatever that might be. That's your permission system. And they then roll up into roles. Then you have entitlements. Now, these are when you're looking at your plan cards and you've got your bronze plan, silver plan, gold plan, and then there's a list of the features. Typically, this will be that feature list will be what that user is entitled to. So therefore, we'll refer to these as entitlements. Often it's not the ones on the sort of top card that you see on the website where there's a handful of, it's more marketing fluff there, to be honest. But when you scroll down and you have the deeper sort of feature list table, that's often those will be the individual features that make up those entitlements. Then the final one is feature flags. So it's likely that actually when you're gating something in your application, you're gating it based on three of these four. So it could be any combination of these three that determines whether or not a user should be allowed to access a part of your application. So when do you need each one? So roles, you could use these directly, but I would recommend against it. Maybe if it's a team-based app and you've got a dashboard, but honestly, I think you're usually better off using the individual permissions for access and then the roles more as a grouping that you're assigning to the user as a bundle. Then entitlements, that's if it's tied to monetization, so like billing or plan upgrades. And then your feature flags, let's say for experimentation, rolling out new features, A/B testing, that kind of thing. Now, the risk of getting this wrong is huge. If users can get access to parts of your application that they shouldn't, sensitive data, we're seeing leaks and things happening all the time. So getting your access control right is absolutely vital part of product development. And that's why at Kind, we've built it in from the start. We dog food our own access control functionality. So our permissions and role systems are used throughout Kind for our own access control, as well as allowing our founders to use them within their products. Same with feature flags, same with all our building entitlements. We've deliberately built these Lego blocks in a way that they can be easily composed. All of our SDKs have first class support for them. We could do a deeper dive video there that goes into the technical how to apply this into your code. The takeaway here is that access control, it's not one thing, it's a layered system where everything has to work together harmoniously. And I'm telling you, it is a real pain to retrofit this later on. You want to be making smart decisions up front about how you want this system to work. Because as your application grows in complexity, shoehorning it in after the fact just really isn't an option. You're going to leave holes there. People are going to find ways in. And in this day and age where there's a new security hack, almost every week you're hearing from some big company that somebody got in through a back door. Locking it down from day one is absolutely vital.